What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Tory Lanez and checking B.Simone. You know, I did a commentary on, I did a live reaction to the original video from B.Somone. All right, I'll leave a link in the description box. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm speaking on Tory Lanez out of a lot of different people is because he is the type of guy that a B.Simone goes after. And I think he knows it. This is why he spoke up. Now, this is the post here. DJ Academics actually reposted it. As you can see, that was her in her interview, I believe, with Nick Cannon, or her. They were speaking because she is a part of Wild 'N Out. And you see what he says. It says, LOL, I guess no one told my dog B.Simone that the world got a lot of people who work 9 to 5 that get more money than some of our favorite rappers and entertainers. For me, on the other hand, all y'all ladies with 9 to 5s hit my line. I got time. P.S. That rhymes. Now, there was some people that took exception to this. Amanda Seales made a video, and she didn't understand why people were getting on B.Simone. She just didn't understand why B.Simone could not have her preference. That's not the issue. Nobody cares about B.Simone having a preference. People don't like hypocrites, and that's how B.Simone, that's how she's kind of coming across, especially the people who are defending her, like an Amanda Seales, who want to hop on social media and make a video about who's not pro-black and who isn't, who's loving Becky and who isn't. You know, us as melanated men, we can't have a preference, but other people can. And that's where the hypocrisy comes from. And that's why people are calling it out on social media. Now, when you look at what is being said on social media, listen, I'm not one of those people who get angry and upset at just about anything. I'm not one of those people, but I'm willing to call out hypocrisy when it needs to be called out. I truly believe that you have people who really think that they can make demands of certain things. Listen, B.Simone has built what she has. I'm not one of those people that's gonna, look at her and say, oh, well, she's a gold digger, or she's looking for a guy with money. Look at how she acts towards the baby. Look at her attitude towards the baby. Look at how she chases behind the baby, trying to get this guy's attention, throwing herself at this guy. And she wonders why people are saying the things that they're saying about her. I don't think it has anything to do with her having a preference. It's the fact that people see her as just one of these typical females. As soon as they get a little attention, some money, all of a sudden now they want a certain type of guy, but he has to be a rapper. Can't be anything else. Has to be a rapper. And the whole 9 to 5 thing, listen, you date who you want to date. I'm not one of those people that's going to tell somebody who they should or shouldn't date. I'm not one of those type of people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those type of people to tell other people who they should be dating. But I point out hypocrites. I point out hypocrisy. I point out a situation that really just doesn't look right. It's a situation where you have somebody in B.Somone, okay, she's not going viral because people just don't want her to have a preference. It's the fact that she's coming across as being very ignorant and not understanding that there's a lot of people who make good money who work 9 to 5. There's a lot of CEOs that work 9 to 5. There's a lot of people who are skilled tradesmen who make very good money who work 9 to 5. To me, 9 to 5 just equals average everyday guy. Somebody that doesn't have fame, somebody that doesn't have money, somebody that doesn't have a bunch of groupies. You know, even though a lot of successful rich men who aren't in the spotlight, who aren't famous, have a bunch of groupies, you know. That's what the lifestyle projects. But the fact that they're trying to make it seem like we don't like the fact that she has standards. It just shows you that a lot of people are lost, completely lost in the sauce, because they don't understand. It's not about that. Listen, when us as melanated men have a preference, we're constantly told that, you don't like black women. You must have an issue with yourself. That's how they make it, seem. They make it seem like we have some kind of complex where they can have a preference, but we can't. And listen, I'm not trying to compare. I'm not trying to make it seem like, if they can do something, we can do something. But when you see the vitriol that we get, look at the new Bachelor. I guess he has a preference for non-melanated women. He's getting a lot of heat. Why is that? Isn't he entitled to his preference? Why are you upset because this man has a preference? We don't know his backstory. But with B.Simone, we have to accept the fact that she has a preference. We should not criticize, we should not speak on the fact that she only wants a certain type of guy. And people are losing the point. She's coming off as ignorant. Even her own peers in the industry. Now, I took a peek at her Instagram, and it looks to me that she's debating different guys on this 9 to 5 thing. This has actually been a help to B.Somone. This has been good self-promotion for B.Simone. Maybe she can get a real relationship soon, which I don't think she wants one, because now she's at the point to where she feels like her value is high. But what is she going to do with it? Is she going to continue to throw herself at these rappers? Is she going to, is she going to continue to squander the value she believes she has by chasing guys who aren't looking for a relationship from her? They're mainly just using her for clout. But maybe that doesn't, really matter to her. Maybe she's willing to go out here and chase behind the baby and do this, what you're seeing on the screen. Maybe that's what it's about. It's about living that bachelorette lifestyle. But what happens when you're older and your value ain't as high, when nobody's really checking for you like that? Are you going to be angry at all of us? Are you going to claim that most of us are undateable, or we're too broke? To me, when you have women talk about 9 to 5, they're talking about the type of guys that they're done dating. They're talking about the guys who aren't famous, who aren't celebrities, who don't have the high social, stock that women like B.Simone is looking for. And listen, this isn't a me bashing B.Simone, going off at her for no reason. This is me using some logic in the situation. This is me analyzing critically the fact that she is coming off being very ignorant, and she comes across like the majority of women these days who only want to chase rappers. They only want to chase these male celebrities. They're not looking for any type of substance in a relationship whatsoever. So if you want a guy who's successful, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you speak about the reasonings, you do come across as ignorant. And it's not just men who are speaking on this. It's women as well who are looking at B.Somone. The one element that has been lost, I would say, over the last 40 years is the fact that the weights of accountability have not been weighed the right way. And I think that we come up with all these terms for men who don't fit our ideal. A lot of women just see a guy who doesn't have a social media following as a guy who just doesn't have a high enough credit social score for her. And women are looking for social scores. They're looking for people who socially are higher than others, instead of somebody who's more outside of the industry. You have these particular women who are looking for something inside the industry. And what they don't understand is you're looking for something that a lot of other women are looking for. So you're dipping in a pool that is oversaturated, also filthy. And you're not going to get what you think you're going to get, which is why these women eventually end up settling for men who are not as famous or well known. I mean, look at the asset model Delicious. She settled for a guy who he's known, but he's not a big celebrity or rapper that she may have wanted to be with, but she feels like she settled somebody that somewhat well known or has resources, and I think a lot of these particular women end up in those situations. They don't end up with the famous rapper that they've wasted years of their life chasing, and socially relationships that they want to have, so to speak. That's why people look at what B.Simone said and they question it. I don't think anything is wrong with calling out certain things. I think that it's easy for us as men to get called out. We get called out a lot. And we get the brunt of a lot of the frustrations of women who believe that we are not even trying to be in relationships with them, date them, give them time to date, which may not even be the case. But again, it is B.Simone's life, and she has the right to choose to live it the way she wants to live it. But if it doesn't work out, you can't go back to blaming everybody else for why it didn't work. And I don't know if she will understand that. Maybe she will. I am not offended by her comments. I'm just merely challenging certain points. They're just challenging certain points. It's not a situation of we don't like you. We want an apology. Retract those statements. I don't think it's anything like that. Now, I've seen, people come to her defense, mainly women, like I said, the man that steals other people, who are shaming men for being against what is being said, merely because they feel that men aren't allowed. See, we aren't allowed to respond and rebuttal the talking points of these women, because they know it makes them look bad, because a lot of us are going to approach this in a very logical, honest manner. And these ain't the type of conversations they want to have. They want to have conversations where they feel like they can win, where they feel like they can make us look crazy, but they end up making themselves look crazy in the long run. And that's why I think it's healthy for people to debate and disagree. That's all it is. It's not a hate fest. I wish B.Simone the best, because she's going to need it,